Thank you for joining us. Welcome to LumioseStation.
Yo, what is going on, LumioseStation? This is your boy Dan, aka aDrive, and you guys never say never. Week 7, a series where I take your sets in the comment section below, construct an NU or below team, and face off against someone from Twitter or YouTube or any of that stuff, and we battle it out and see if some of these crazy Pokemon and these really bad sets can actually come out on top and be victorious. Now, I have to ask for your support once again, yet again, guys. If you guys could show your love on that thumbs up button down below, it'd be absolutely marvelous if we can get this to 500 likes. And do not forget, even more importantly, I need you guys to submit your sets below in the comment section to keep this series running. We had a lot of cool sets, and I had some tough decisions to choose from this past week, so good job on that. Keep them rolling. If I didn't pick your set, feel free to submit it again. And remember, just it is NU and below, so anyone who's submitting things like Salamence and stuff like that, I'm not going to accept that. Now, we do have a little bit of news here as well. If you didn't hear, the UCL, the United Championship League, is going to be a new league starting with a lot of the awesome LumioseStation conductors, and we'll be starting the draft on Monday and Tuesday this week on twitch.tv/KingNappy. I will be there repping the St. Louis Rampardos. If you guys don't know who that is, I am the coach of the St. Louis Rampardos, part of the GBA, often looked at as being one of the best competitive battling leagues on YouTube, and I'm currently 9 wins, 1 loss, and I am going to the playoffs, tied for the best record in the league. So, if you guys are down to watch the draft, make sure you stop by KingNappy's Twitch channel on Monday and Tuesday and root for the St. Louis Rampardos, head smashing their way to victory. But without further ado, we have a team to talk about here. First Pokemon we're going to talk about is this Armaldo here. Mr. Burstcraft recommended it. It's actually going to be our spinner and stealth rocker. So thank you, Burst, for giving us something that can spin and set up rocks. Unfortunately, Armaldo does have a rock weakness itself, but either way, it's not too shabby. It also carries, of course, knockoff and X-Scissor. Now, our next Pokemon is I've never used Fion before, so we're going to be rocking a Rain Dance Rest Scald Ice Beam Fion set with Damp Rock. This gives us a little bit of specially defensive presence, also gives us hydration, so we have something that can absorb statuses and hopefully get some Scald Burns and kind of add some team support for the rest of our team. The next Pokemon is going to be Golden Gary, which is kind of rounding out this little defensive core, rocking physically defensive Gary with Toxic, Rest, Rain Dance to hopefully heal himself with hydration, and randomly Iron Tail. I have no idea why we're rocking the Iron Tail, but I'm not going to argue with your sets. I wanted to change it so bad, guys, but I'm not going to. We've also got this Frogadier, which is rocking U-Turn, Gunk Shot for the Fairies, Scald and Ice Beam. That Gunk Shot could be coming handy if we do run into a Mega Audino. That's what it's going to hit pretty much the hardest. Some other Pokemon maybe, but luckily for us, Frogadier is very, very fast, and it gets its protein, but unfortunately this one has Torrent for some reason. I don't know why it has Torrent, and that's probably a mistake, but we're gonna roll with it anyway. So that's a bummer, but that's fine. We're gonna just roll with it anyway. We've also got this Fracture here, which is rocking X-Scissor, Dragon Dance, Dragon Tail, and Poison Jab for the Fairy type, so he's not walled. Of course, he's got the Eviolite as well, so lots of Eviolite users this week. This thing's got Unnerve. You set up a Dragon Dance with this thing, it is going to hit absolutely like a truck, guys. It's gonna destroy things in its path. And last but not least, we have the Wood, which is Sudowoodo, rocking Counter, Sturdy Weakness Policy, so he's gonna be able to take hits a lot harder, or take any hit no matter what. He's rocking Earthquake and Rock Slide, fully offensive, invested. I actually think I have some speed in there too for some reason, but thank you, Jolly Crodon, for that set. And without further ado, I'm gonna get myself a battle here, and we'll see how bad this team works, or how good it works, really. We'll see how it is, so I'll be right back, guys. What's going on, guys? I think I just found a battle here against Finley, the Timid Tepig off of Twitter. Very excited to take on this matchup here. He's got a pretty interesting NU team, couple standard Pokemon like Credilli, but some other weird things like Mr. Mime you don't see too often. Alright, so let's think about this from a lead perspective here. I think he might lead with Torkoal or Credilli. Do I have anything that can handle either of those? Well, I guess Mini Monster's good, because I could always U-turn out on the Credilli, so let's go with that. Let's just lead with Mini Monster. Now, as you probably noticed from the team preview, it is not Protein, it's actually Torrent, which is, so here's the thing, when you guys leave your sets in the comment section below, they have to be pretty descriptive, because if they leave out information like the ability, I send them to my friend to make them, and he's not gonna, like, you know to put protein on it. So you guys have to include that kind of stuff, which is why it's not protein, but whatever. Torrent it is. I'm sure it'll be just fine. He's gonna send out, I'm gonna leave with Mini Monster here, which is of course the little Greninja. It is Torrent boosted though. He's gonna leave with Floatzel. That's not terrible. He's probably gonna outspeed and maybe go for Crunch something, but we can at least U-turn out of here. So it's not the worst thing in the world. I think we should just go for a U-turn. Floatzels do typically sometimes, well, not typically, but sometimes do carry Water Veil. So you have to be kind of careful because you can't burn them with Scald or Will-O-Wisps and stuff. So we are gonna want to switch out here. I do have a good switch in both Fion and Sliggoo. He's gonna outspeed. He's gonna go for the Crunch. We are not Dark type. We are only Water type because we are a Frogadier. We actually do leave the hit barely at 5 HP, which shows not only the power of Floatzel, but the bulk or the lack of bulk of Frogadier. We're gonna die because of Life Orb, and that is not a good start, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm actually gonna assume that this thing here is banded. It does seem like it is probably banded. So this is a good opportunity for us to go into Wesley Snipes here. I'm not positive that it's banded, but I do feel like it probably is. So I'm hoping that we can take a hit here. I'm just gonna get on my Stealth Rocks now on the switch. If he goes for the Crunch, fine. If he decides to switch up moves and he's indeed like Expert Belt, then we're gonna take a big hit here. But we'll take that chance. I feel like it's worth taking the chance on it and seeing what he's gonna do. He might also maybe think we're Scarfed or something. I don't know. But I think the setup on this Armaldo is max HP. Let me look at my notes here. It is max HP with a little bit of defense, so we should be able to take a hit, even if it is a waterfall. But that damage was a lot. I mean, I know Floatzel hits pretty hard, and Frogadier is not exactly bulky, but I was kind of surprised at how much that did. So I'm thinking he might be banded here. I'm just gonna take the gamble and say that he's banded for now, but I could be totally wrong. This is a good opportunity though for us to get up our rocks, so might as well take that because he does have the Torkoal. He's got the Gourgeist. I mean, anything to wear him down is going to be putting us in a better position than we're at right now. So I definitely want to try to wear down his team. And ultimately what it's going to come down to is for us to come up with a W. It's going to be Fracture, setting up and sweeping. I believe we do have the Poison Jab. So after a D-Dance, we should, you know, be pretty fast. He's going to stay in a Crunch, so that does lead me to believe he is indeed banded. And we'll see the damage here. That does a lot, almost half. We don't get the defense drop, which is huge for us though, because we can actually stay in now. With the lefties, it's going to give us a little bit of recovery back. Now, I have a couple different options here. I can go for the knockoff here and try to knock off his band, which would be really nice. Or I just go for the X-Scissor, which is going to do a little bit more damage and potentially knock out the Floatzel. We do have max attack investment, so I would guess that an X-Scissor will knock him out. So I'm going to go for the X-Scissor, hoping for the kill. The reason why is because if he is indeed banded and I knock off his band, then I'm not going to probably kill him with the knockoff, and he'll be able to kill me with an Aqua Jet. So we'll see if he switches into something that doesn't want to take an X-Scissor. He's going to the Mr. Mime, actually, so kind of a bummer there because had I gone for the knockoff, that would have been way better. But we'll get an X-Scissor off. It's neutral, and it actually just straight up knocks out the Mr. Mime. I will take that. That is deserving of a clap, ladies and gentlemen. He probably did not predict the X-Scissor there. That works out really well for us, but it does give him a free switch back into his Floatzel here, so I have to be a little bit careful because Floatzel could be rocking Waterfall or something like that. Aqua Jet, Waterfall, I don't know. So, but I'll take that. That was a very big misplay on his part. Torkoal would have made more sense, and that also is a potential switch in here into Torkoal. I don't have a spin blocker, so he does have a free ability to rapid spin, but we'll be able to knock off his lefties if he has it, obviously, or his White Herb, either way, if he wants to be a shell smashing Torkoal. The Credilli doesn't really want to come in. The Gourgeist could come in, but it's going to take a knockoff. The Luxray could also come in, but it's also going to take a big hit if it's not the Intimidate variant. So we have a couple different opportunities here. This Armaldo looks really good in this battle right now. It looks really good against my opponent's team. So I want to keep it and try to get 2 kills with it if possible. Especially since we already got the Stealth Rocks up. He's done a great job already. Our team isn't really Stealth Rock weak, so we don't really necessarily need the spinner too much. It would be nice to keep him from getting rocks up though for Sudowoodo, but I'm not going to stress too much about it. Here comes the Floatzel again, and I'd imagine the Floatzel is going to go for a water type. Maybe he's going to take some Stealth Rocks damage. I do believe this is a banded Floatzel. I think that Gary is our best switch in here. Gary's got a decent amount of bulk and the Eviolite. Sleepy is good too, but they both resist it, but Gary does take less damage. So I think Golden Gary is our way to go. We can Toxic on the switch. So let's go to Golden Gary here, our Sliggoo, which is of course fully physically defensive with I believe max HP. And we're going to see what he's going to go for. I'm assuming the Waterfall. He is going to go for the Waterfall. It's going to do a lot, but we do resist. Actually doesn't really do anything at all, to be perfectly honest. That's pretty cool. This gives us a free Toxic, though, on whatever we want. If he switches into one of his walls, that's not a bad thing at all. I'm really liking how this match is looking right now for us, just because I don't know if he has really an answer for Sliggoo. Maybe, yeah, I don't really know what he has. He can't really safely bring in the Credilli because I could have Sap Sipper. I think this thing gets Sap Sipper. I mean, I know Goodra gets Sap Sipper. I don't know if Sliggoo does. We're actually rocking the hydration set with the rain in case we get statused. But this team would have been so much better if the Armaldo had Swift Swim. I didn't build it that way because that's not what was suggested. But excuse me, but that would have been awesome. He's actually going to the Lux right here. If it's not Intimidate, then I just gave him the free Toxic boost. But so we're gonna get the Toxic off there. No big deal. That is gonna activate his orb though. Well, it's not gonna activate his orb, but it's gonna put him into Guts range. So now I have to be kind of smart about my switch in here because he's gonna probably hit something really hard with a Crunch, I'd imagine, is what he's gonna go for. I don't necessarily want to sacrifice Golden Gary yet because I think it has a good matchup, and being able to Toxic a couple things and then Hydration against other things is gonna be useful. Plus it handles the Floatzel decently well. So I'm thinking our best bet is to actually just sacrifice Sleepy here. Even though the Wild Charge could happen. Because basically what I need to do is I need to get Sudowoodo in for free, basically. Or Fracture in and set up a sweep. But it might be a little early for that. So I'm thinking we should just sacrifice Golden Gary here. Or I'm sorry, I think we should sacrifice Sleepy. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually just going to fodder off Sleepy here. I think that's my best play. He's going to Crunch then Wild Charge, but it's fine. He'll be slowly being worn down by Toxic. There's the Facade. So he's actually got the Facade. That's going to do a lot to anything. We're going to be able to live it, though, which is really good for us because it's going to provide more pressure from the Toxic damage and kind of limit his turns. I could rest, but I'm thinking a Scald is the best bet here. I doubt we'll outspeed. He's actually going to switch, so we're going to get a free Scald off unless he goes into Cradily, which is very, very likely, and that's the case. He does go into Cradily here. So the Cradily is going to come in, that's fine. I'm going to go for a Scald. He's going to get the Storm Drain, which is going to boost his special attack. That's a little bit scary. Now, I do have the ability to go for a Scald here and burn this thing. Or, I'm sorry, a Ice Beam here and do some damage. So I'm thinking that's our best bet. I'm just going to kind of sacrifice this Fion. It doesn't really do much for our team right now. Really what I got to do is I got to get Armaldo back in. I'm curious what Cradili's speed is. What is Cradili's speed? So I'm gonna get the Ice Beam off. It's gonna do probably about 20%, not really a whole lot. We don't get a burn or a freeze or anything like that. He's going over the Giga Drain. That's obviously gonna knock us out. I do want to look at what Cradili's speed set is in comparison to Armaldo's. It's 43 versus 45, so we actually should outspeed by default, and we could fire off a big knockoff or X Scissor, and I think the X Scissor probably is the better play. Let me just kind of look really quick. I think the X Scissor is going to do a lot. Maybe not kill, but it could do a lot. So that seems to be our best play. So just go for a big X Scissor here. Unfortunately, he's going to get a lot of health back because he has that special attack boost from the Cradily. So we'll have to be careful about that. But I think if I just go for an X Scissor, we should outspeed by default. Cradily, unless it's got speed investment, will not outspeed us. And most Cradilis don't put anything into their speed stat. I wouldn't be surprised if he swapped in a Torkoal here. But the thing is he's actually got this +1 attack, so his Giga Drains are going to do a lot more. His Giga Drain will probably knock Armaldo out, so I'm hoping that we get a huge hit off on him, and then either he doesn't knock us out, or we're able to get 2 hits off on him. That'd be nice. I don't know what else I have to really take down this Cradily at this point, to be perfectly honest. I guess, I mean, Fracture is really what it is. You know, and I think by not going into Sliggoo, I pretty much revealed that Sliggoo is not Sap Sipper, but that's fine. Someone's gonna get hit pretty hard here. So I'm thinking he's just debating. He probably knows that we'll outspeed. I don't know if this is gonna kill. I mean, I'm kind of underestimating Armaldo's attack, but it is a fully offensive Armaldo with HP, so I guess it's gonna do a lot to anything, really. Even the Torkoal is not gonna want to take it. He's gonna switch probably to the Torkoal, but he's gonna take rocks damage. He's gonna go to Gorgeist. That's not bad. I could deal with that. He's going to take some stealth rocks, and he's also going to find out that we are the lefties variant. He already knew that. We're going to go for the X's. I don't think it's going to be a 2-hit KO, but it's going to be interesting. It's not a 2-hit KO. So now I have to make a tough decision here because I don't want to get burned. I think I have to go into Sliggoo because getting burned here would not be good. It looks like he didn't have leftovers either. I think I have to go into Sliggoo and try to poison this thing. I can't lose Wesley right now. I still need this Armaldo. This Armaldo is very, very crucial to our winning condition right now. So we're going to swap out and go into Sliggoo. He's probably going to go for Will-O-Wisp or Leech Seed, I'd imagine. That's my guess. He's going to go for Seed Bomb, actually. So we're going to eat that up. That's like best case scenario. He might have predicted... I don't know what switch, but that's a crit, so that's fine. I can go for a free Toxic on something, or Iron Tail. I do think that Toxic is the best play. Or I can double out, predicting the Luxray, which is very scary. Iron Tail's not going to do anything to Luxray, so let's just go for the Toxic. If he goes into Luxray, he goes into Luxray. Like, this is my safest play here. I have a feeling he might try to go for like a Leech Seed or something like that, so this is definitely my best play at this moment. Is just getting off a Toxic on something, even if it's not the Luxray, or even if it's not the Gourgeist. I'm actually curious. He's gonna stay in a Shadow Sneak, so that's best case scenario there because we can eat that up all day. We're gonna get a Toxic off for free, which is nice, and that's gonna limit the survivability of the Gourgeist, assuming he's not Lumberry or something. It looks like he's not, so he is going to take some damage there. We don't know what item he has still, which is a little bit weird to me, but I'm going to go for the Rain Dance, and that'll allow me to get up a Rest and a Hydration, which will add to our survivability, especially if he goes for like a Willow right now. That'll be really cheeky. Let's get that Rain up. He's going to go for the Explosion. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to live this, but I have a feeling we will, actually, because Gourgeist is not that strong. No, he actually just takes us out. Wow. So we have an exploding Gourgeist here, which just destroyed us, and that is not good, ladies and gentlemen. That is not good at all. I do think our best play right now is to go into the wood, but I'm still worried about that Cradilly because then I need Wesley Snipes for Cradilly. He's probably gonna go into Luxray or Floatzel. So I think the wood is our best play, predicting the Floatzel to come in. Now I did set up the Rain, which is gonna boost the Floatzel, but we have Sturdy on Sudowoodo, so I can take one hit and counter it back, which is going to be hilarious if that actually happens. I hope he doesn't go into Cradilly, though. If he goes into Torkoal, fine. I'm really, really worried about that Floatzel. I think Fracture can take one hit because it's resisted from Floatzel, but he might have Ice Fang. He's going to go into the Luxray, so not the worst case scenario here. He obviously does not have the Intimidate. So I'm thinking here I can go for a Sucker Punch and try to knock this thing out. He's probably going to go for a Wild Charge here. It's going to basically reduce our counter. We're not going to have the counter anymore. So I have to think about this for a second. Like, am I going to be able to live a hit later on from the Floatzel with anything else besides Sudowoodo? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm thinking about right now because I have nothing that really wants to take a hit. I could go into Destruction here and try to take a... I'm not going to take a Facade, though. Yeah, I really have to stay in here and go for the Sucker Punch and just hope that somehow it kills. I really don't think it will, but I think that's my best play. I really wanted to save the Sturdy on this thing to counter, but I think I have to do that. He's going to go for the Wild Charge, so that should actually knock him out with everything kind of combined. It's going to do a lot of damage to us, but he's going to die to the Toxic recoil, or the Toxic damage, and the Wild Charge recoil. Not exactly the optimal scenario here, because now he's got this Floatzel, which can just destroy our lives. We're going to really have to get Fracture in here to take the Floatzel down. It's gonna have to take a hit in the Rain. He goes to Cradilly, which is strange. They actually went into Cradilly. Now I'm debating here because I feel like I could save this thing to Sucker Punch something later. So I'm thinking about going into Wesley here just to get off an X-Scissor, but he's gonna definitely go for the Giga Drain. So is this my chance to go into Destruction right now? We have Unnerve, we have X's on Destruction, which is nice. We can actually go for a Dragon Dance and then maybe 2 Dragon Dances with this thing. Cradilly doesn't have a lot of, it's not very offensive. Let's try this now. This is really, really risky to do this now, but I'm predicting the Giga Drain, and I'm hoping we can take like 3. because I need to basically, I gotta get rid of this rain first of all. He's gonna go for the Giga Drain, so we'll see how well we take this. This is gonna kind of, we take that like a champion, so this is gonna give us a free Dragon Dance right now. We're gonna be able to just Dragon Dance. Now he could go for like Will-O-Wisp, he could go for Leech Seed and stuff, but I'm pretty sure we're free to just Dragon Dance right now. And that's our best play. This rain is actually really scaring me now because of the Floatzel. Do I think it's gonna be Swift Swim? Maybe. If it is, we are done. Because I need to go like +3 with Fracture. We'll see if he switches into Floatzel now. He's gonna swap probably into Floatzel. Now I don't know. He's gonna go into Torkoal actually, which is very, very interesting. In the rain too. He might be trying to get this Lava Plume burn on us, which would effectively ruin any chance we have at sweeping with Fracture. I could do a couple different things here. I can go for a Dragon Tail to get rid of this thing and kind of put some more pressure on. Now, we're not going to take anything from a Lava Plume. I'm debating on just Dragon Dancing again, because if he burns us, the thing is the Dragon Tail is going to go second, which stinks. I'd rather it be Dragon Claw. Let's just go for another Dragon Dance. Let's set up 2 Dragon Dances. I think it's going to come down to whether or not, first of all, he's going to Willow, or if he's going to get the Lava Plume burn, which is very likely here. That he tries it. We're not going to take any damage from it, but that burn, he does have the Will-O-Wisp, and that is going to burn us. So it wouldn't have mattered. The Willow would have went before our Dragon Tail anyway. The rain is going to stop here, and that is going to put us in a bad spot because this Fracture was so incredibly crucial. But the good thing is we have a couple turns here still before things get too crazy. I can go for a Dragon Tail here. If he Rapid Spins, fine. If he Stealth Rocks, fine. If he Lava Plumes, no big deal. He's got the Willow, so that leads me to believe he's probably not going to be carrying coverage moves like Earthquake and stuff. But what I want to do is I want to put the pressure on and try to get his team a little bit more weakened. I would love to bring out that Floatzel so I could just keep Dragon Tailing. Because nothing on his team really wants to take a Dragon Tail. I do outspeed everything. And even with the Will-O-Wisp, we do have 2 Dragon Dances up right now. So, Shiny Fracture, by the way, looks absolutely phenomenal, guys. One of the coolest looking shinies, in my opinion. I love the blue coloration on it. It looks amazing. This is turning out to be quite a battle. I wasn't necessarily expecting it to be like this, but this has been a pretty decent battle so far. He's going to go for the Flamethrower, so very interesting, this Torkoal set. It might be kind of offensive, I don't know. We're going to be able to take that, no problem. We're going to get a Dragon Tail off and do not miss, which is phenomenal. That is going to do not much to the Torkoal, but what it does do is it forces him out, and that's going to bring in the Floatzel. Now, can I take a hit from a Floatzel? Assuming this thing is banded, I have no idea. But I am just going to fire off another Dragon Tail here, because I do believe a Dragon Tail will likely kill the Floatzel just because of how... Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have Poison Jabbed or X-Scissored. That was really bad decision there. I'm hoping he switches. He's gonna Ice Punch, so we're not gonna live that. I made a very, very big misplay there. I should have Poison Jabbed. We would have outsped and killed. I think that was that's gonna do me in there, ladies and gentlemen. What we could do though is we could go into the wood here. I do have obviously the Sucker Punch. I could try to predict him to not stay in. I don't know if we could take an Ice Punch here. I feel like we can. I feel like I should just go for the EQ. Really, I really do. Do I think he's gonna stay in? We might have to EQ here, predicting the switch. But what would he go into? He's got Torkoal, he's got Credilli. I feel like he's gotta save this thing, so I'm gonna EQ. I feel like he's gonna switch. He is gonna switch. He's probably gonna go into Credilli here. He is gonna go into the Credilli, that's fine with me. I'm gonna get a decent hit off on this thing. It's not gonna do too much. It does a little bit. We need to get in our Maldo and we need to fire off an X-Scissor here. Or a knockoff, one of the two. Do I think I should just stay in though and just fire off another EQ? I need the Sucker Punch on this thing. I need Sucker Punch on this to take out the Floatzel. Although he probably has Aqua Jet, and at this point in the game I think he could just click Aqua Jet and he wins. I made a very, very bad misplay with the Fracture. He's gonna go for the Giga Drain, obviously. He probably just wins with a couple Giga Drains here. I can just X-Scissor the Credilli. If he stays in, fine. He'll probably take a lot. If he switches, I don't know. I made a very, very big misplay, guys, with the Fracture going for Dragon Tail. We would have outsped the Floatzel and probably killed it, even though we were burned, and that would have eliminated a huge threat. And lessons learned, guys. I do a lot of battles, and I'm pretty decent at battling, but mistakes happen, right? So in comes the Torkoal. It's gonna take rocks damage. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be game. I don't really know how if I have a way around this. I'd have to get a really big roll on this X Scissor, and then I'd have to hit a knockoff, and then live a hit, and then it just doesn't look too good because he could burn us too. So, and if he burns us, that is game. So I have to hope for a Willow miss, basically, because I can knock off, get rid of his lefties, and then at least do some damage, because I think that's the best thing I have to hit him with is knockoff. I'm gonna go for the knockoff. Hopefully we get like a crit or something. Nah, not enough. He's gonna go for the Willow. You need him to miss. He's gonna hit it though, and that is gonna probably put us in a bad spot. I don't think we can win here, because the Credilli is gonna be. We need to crit the Credilli, basically, is what we need, because I don't think we have anything that can do stuff. I'm gonna go for the knockoff, just try to kill this thing at this point. We need a crit though. No, that's not gonna do it. He's gonna go for the Rapid Spin, get rid of our rocks, which is a good play, because that's gonna add to survivability of the Float Soul, just as an extra win condition there at the end, in case he needs it. But I'm just really looking back at that play where I Dragon Tailed in the Float Soul. I thought for some reason I was gonna be able to live a hit, or he was gonna over predict, and it just did not work out. I need a really nice crit right now. Nope, we're barely doing damage right now. He's gonna Flamethrower in that. Oh, he might be able to hang in for one more turn, but I have no way of taking down the Credilli at this point. We could take down the Torkoal, and we could take down the Float Soul probably with a Sucker Punch, but there's not really anything else I can do. I'm gonna go for the Stealth Rocks here, actually, get them back up. If he goes for Rapid Spin to get the kill, I'm just gonna laugh. I'm just gonna laugh if he Rapid Spins right now. He goes for the Flamethrower, so he actually does go for the Flamethrower, so at least we get our rocks back up. Not like that's gonna do a whole lot for us. And now it has come down to JYT Gamer here. Our Pseudo Wudo, ladies and gentlemen, is gonna be our last hope, is our little Pseudo Wudo. And this thing is not good. We do have some speed investment though, so I should be able to knock this thing out at least. As slow as Pseudo Wudo probably is. We're gonna get an Earthquake off. We're gonna shake our tree limbs and actually pick up a kill. Phenomenal. Hopefully maybe he goes in a Float Soul and doesn't have Aqua Jet, guys, and we can knock it out. I have no idea. I doubt it. And I could try to flinch out the Credilli, I guess, with the Rock Slides. That's our other option here, is to try to flinch out the Credilli with the Rock Slides. So I guess it's not totally over. If he has Aqua Jet, though, on Float Soul, we definitely lost. We saw Waterfall, Ice Punch, and Crunch. So the chances of Aqua Jet are really high, because I'm pretty sure that's its last coverage move. Unless he's got Brick Break. He could have Brick Break. I don't want to check myself out of this just yet. Pseudo Wudo right now could be the champion that we need, the hero that Gotham deserves. He is going to go to the Credilli, which is sitting at 60%. I have to hit about 5 Stone Edge flinches in a row here, so we'll test our luck. He's going to actually outspeed us in Giga Drain, so all that is completely irrelevant. We're going to take the loss here again, but that was actually a pretty good battle. I'm pretty happy with it. Aside from that one huge misplay from the Fracture, did it make a difference in the end result? I don't know, but good match. Thank you, Finley, for the battle. I hope you guys did enjoy this here on LumioseStation. Make sure you guys show your love to that thumbs up button for me, and that's going to be it for me, guys. I will catch you guys later. Peace.